A few wolf whistles in the crowd.
The semi-finals.
As you can see, daylight outside.
The weight category 68 kilogram. And our referees are entered to the card.
And it's certainly not as hot as it was in the past 2 days. And we're still sort of middle of the afternoon here. So it's, I think the athletes will be very happy about that. This is the second semi-final for the male minus 68 kilogram category.
Weight white, blue, Alexey, DENISENKO, Russia.
I'm looking forward to your pronunciation.
In the WTF Olympic ranking number 5.
Alexey DENISENKO, I'll do this one.
Yeah.
Enters the arena from Russia.
Weight by red, Behnam, ASBAGHIKHANGHAH, Iran.
I'll let the announcer pronounce that one. I do have it on good authority. He likes to be just called the Iranian, actually. But it's Behnam ASBAGHIKHANGHAH. Enters the arena. His past results, he had a very close match against Chinra Hao. It was a golden point of France. Then it was Atshab 15-13. And then it was actually a mistake in the database there, but it was Terence Jennings he beat by 15 points to 3. As for Alexey DENISENKO, 6-3 win over Kim Hun, who was the world number 18, and then the world number 15, Magdi from Egypt by 12 points to 6. So world number 5, DENISENKO against the world number 3, ASBAGHIKHANGHAH.
Well, the Iranian is current world champion. He's ranked number 2 at this event, but he's a major force in Taekwondo.
So here we go, first period. DENISENKO of Russia, as I said earlier, there's 25% of the population here are Russian, and they've tended to have a bit of home support here. Of course, there have been Kazakhstan athletes entered here, and there's a round of applause as ASBAGHIKHANGHAH gets the first point. I really have to call him the man in red. But he had a good result. Terence Jennings, world rank number 14, beat comfortably 15 points to 3, and then beat the world number 25 by 16 points to 4. So he scored 31 points in 2 bouts. So he obviously must be full of confidence.
Well, he's beaten 1 Olympic bronze medalist, and he's facing the other one now. So you could ask why he wasn't here at the Olympics, but he's been this weight category has been dominated by one of his compatriots, Mohammad Bahiri from Iran, who's the Olympic silver medalist.
Yeah.
And those two, Baghiri from Iran and Tazagul from Turkey, have sort of dominated this weight division, and now, it's time for possibly
this is his
next
moment.
generation.
Yeah,
definitely in the case of Iran.
Well, certainly those two from have dominated the sport pretty well, and it must be very difficult to get a look in. DENISENKO going for the spinning head kick. So far. Oh, there's a good kick. He got 2. He got the punch and the kick. That was a very successful attack, wasn't it?
Very strong.
The punch was solid, and then the kick to finish as he exited. And the Iranian in red certainly caught out there. I think you'd be having a word about his defence on that one, though, being hit twice.
I think it's not uncommon at all, to be truthful, but at the same time, it's more of a psychological shock. The Iranians seem to be the stronger by far, seem to be dominating, and all of a sudden it's a point behind. So that's great for the Russian.
Blue, Russia.
So the first period complete. 2-1 to Alexey DENISENKO. And well, we're really enjoying the action here this evening. This is the final day of action at the World Taekwondo Grand Prix. We're next up in Manchester, and there's a certain gentleman I can see, actually one of the referees, seated officials here, Mr. Ian Leaf, who's only got on his head as the overall organiser of that event. So here we go, athletes coming out. This is period number 2. And so far, sort of, you know, very easy going at the moment, you're feeling. You know, you feel both athletes have still got plenty to give.
As they're moving right now, they're both very strong. They're still cautious. Don't want to make any mistakes. But I think, like we'll see headshots coming in a little bit later on in the match.
Yeah. The head guard just coming loose there.
And that's one of the developments I'm going to see in Manchester. The next Grand Prix is the head guards, the new scoring head guards. So currently the corner judges score head kicks, and in Manchester we're going to be debuting at the Grand Prix series at least, the head protector scoring system.
And I hear that the actual officials are going to be moving away, and there's just going to be one centre judge, perhaps.
No, we're going to keep the 3 corner judges.
Right.
Or 3 judges for the match, should I say, including the referee. They will still be scoring the punch, they will and the bonus points.
Right.
There was talk of the referee doing it, but the referee's primary concern is the health and safety of the athletes. So for him to have to score, yeah, this might have been interesting, that, because there's a little bit of a hold there before that punch, but they didn't score the punch and the referee didn't penalise the hold, so business as normal.
It's starting to heat up a little bit here. Still only 1 point in it. That's nothing in the whole scheme of things. One combination could easily give 2 points, as we saw, of course, with DENISENKO himself, and he gets a Kyung-go there for, what was that, holding on? Not sure what that was actually for. It just seemed like a standard move.
I think it was holding, but it was the way its intentionality is that we moved into hold, I think, what it was.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the athletes are going to clinch like that after the action.
ASBAGHIKHANGHAH there, beautiful kick into the vest, and that gets him a point. And we do have an exceedingly experienced referee here, don't we?
Yes, it was. Sorry, it was the Canadian referee was one of the centre referees in London 2012, and he's done just about every major event for the last 3 or 4 years I've seen him around. He's really a regular visitor to the UK as well. He comes over and referees at the British National Championships, which is in a few weeks' time.
Well, the coaches are both talking hard. In fact, ASBAGHIKHANGHAH from Iran getting the towel wafted in his face. The heat's obviously getting to him. If the heat's getting to him, it must be hot.
I think a lot of the medical support staff members like to give as much attention to their athletes as possible. If there's not actually an injury there, then they'll help cool them down. A lot of them use ice packs on the neck just to cool them down.
Yeah. So here we go. Third and final period to determine our final finalist for tonight. We should just checking everybody's looking good. And here we go. 2-2 and just a Kyung-go against DENISENKO. Nobody's actually been down yet in this particular bout. It's all to play for in the third. And it's usually in the third period where we get back to a little bit of old school taekwondo, and you know, but an athlete doesn't want to lose out. We've still sort of a bit of energy left in his muscles. You know, they're going to give absolutely everything now. Both athletes. A good kick there from ASBAGHIKHANGHAH, but doesn't score. And a reverse kick from DENISENKO also doesn't score.
Again, that's one of the differences with the PSS scoring system. When
goes
up for the headshot.
Tries to get the headshot, but we're not going to have the card. And because he goes down and then ends up on the floor, And, you know, that is a risk sometimes when you try and go for a headshot like that. There's every risk that you're going to end up on the floor. So you're sort of, you know, you're giving away a half point on the risk of getting 3.
The problem that we're experiencing on the judging side of things was that athletes were going for kicks which you couldn't possibly recover for, and that means your opponent can't possibly counter. Yeah. So they're actually spoiling the game by attacking and falling over. Yeah. You know, and it was a foul, but it's just been much strongly enforced now. Yeah.
And of course, oh, good combination. Denisenko gets the point there. Just to finish that point, Aaron Cook was a perfect example who used to do that sort of thing and always was, you know, was never going to ever recover.
But he normally scored because he was hitting the target. So, you know, you can counter something when you've been just hitting the head twice.
The final 30 seconds now. This is the big moment. As ASBAGHIKHANGHAH from Iran in red. Oh, reverse turning kick from Denisenko doesn't pay off. 20 seconds on the clock. Referee stops it. They separate anyway. We're just waiting for the big move. Iranian really trying to push Denisenko in, goes for the punch, doesn't work. 2 kicks to the body doesn't work either.
Just trying to get the Kyongo.
Oh, and Denisenko does 1 kick and it scores. And again, a reverse kick. He'll probably get 2 for that as a spin kick. The judges have given it. He'll take a Kyongo, but that doesn't matter. He's got a 3-point lead. Brilliant spinning kick right at the end there.
It's a good counter back kick, moving away, straight into the body.
Absolutely fantastic performance. Alexey Denisenko takes that.
The world champion, ASBAGHIKHANGHAH from...
I wondered if you were ever going to say it.
That was the first time I tried it, and we'll definitely last.
I did make a note that you hadn't said it all the way through. A win by 6-3 for Alexey Denisenko over Behnam ASBAGHIKHANGHAH. I had been practicing it earlier, I must admit.
Yes, Behnam ASBAGHIKHANGHAH did really well. And world champion.
We'll stop showing off now. And we'll see him in the final very shortly.